Hey y'all, it's your girl Peppa Sabala, aka Suki Lovely. Welcome back to the show. So for today's episode, we're gonna be discussing Keke Palmer and her now ex-boyfriend Darius Jackson. Okay, it's been revealed that they recently separated, and now Keke Palmer is seeking legal action because DV is involved. And you know what? It's just very unfortunate because no woman should ever have to undergo what she went through. And there's a child involved. They share an 8-month-old son named Leotis. And guys, he is so adorable. But even though it's ideal for both parents to be in the picture, whatever they're going through domestically, no child should ever be raised under those circumstances. So, you know how we get down though before we get into this hot topic. Okay? Grab a snack, a drink, have a seat, and enjoy the show. Ciao. The ghetto. The ghetto. As I was editing this podcast, news just broke out that Darius isn't the only one at fault in this situation. And I seriously cannot believe my eyes because he came with receipts, yo. It's actually undeniable. You know, there was a text message where Keke Palmer's mother is apologizing on her behalf for Keke putting her hands on Darius. Now, in my honest opinion, you know, after observing everything now, I feel like they're both to blame because there's evidence on Keke's side and there's evidence on Darius' side. And their relationship was just toxic no matter which angle you looked at it. And on top of that, Keke Palmer's mom was all up in their relationship. And I feel like when it comes to parents should be there to support you. And I do understand her mom taking up for her, but parents shouldn't be too involved in their child's relationship. It's just like a little weird and aggy to me. No matter how old they get or how mature Keke Palmer is, you can't be all buddy-buddy, you know, with Keke and her man as if they're your friends. Because when situations like this occur, there's no fear instilled in them to respect you as a parent. And Darius has already been exposed to an environment like this. For one, his mom got a restraining order on his father. So we can only imagine the upbringing him and his brother had growing up in a household like that. And we can't forget that he literally bullied his ex-girlfriend into getting an abortion. So there's that too. You know, he went from one toxic relationship to another with Keke. But now that everything's been laid on the table, well, who knows, more things might come out. I'm still gonna release this episode because, you know, I gave my take and a little bit of advice, and I feel like it's gonna help any woman or man who finds themselves in a similar situation. If you're experiencing abuse from your significant other, it's high time you leave, heal, and find someone that fills your cup just as much as you fill theirs. Point, period, blank. So without further ado, guys, let's get into this hot topic.
Keke, we ride at dawn. We ride at dawn. Baby, that's all I can say. Because one thing about it, we do not play about you, Keke, Akila, and the Beat Palmer. And we damn sure don't play about your son, Leotis, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Selma, Alabama, Malcolm X, freedom fighter, Palmer the Third. Baby, we do not play about y'all. Okay? And that's the thing right there. Because it's like, girl, we already knew what type of nigga he was when you was dancing with Ursha and he said, you're a mom. For real, though? For real? He knew you was a bad bitch when he met you, baby. Girl, don't get me started now. All right, girl, call me back.
And that's on period, poo. Keke, we don't play about you. And I know there's some people, you know, commenting saying, oh, why did she stay for so long? Or when are black women ever gonna learn? And even though I get where y'all are coming from, I also understand why Keke Palmer fought to make it work. I mean, for one, it's not easy being a single mother, point, period, blank. And two, our community has a track record of having fatherless homes. And I'm pretty sure Keke Palmer didn't envision that for her life or her son. You know, no woman wants that for herself. But at the end of the day, this was a toxic relationship, and I'm glad that she left. It seemed like the only reasonable thing to do at this point. Like, her hands were literally tied. Some people feel like just being married and having a man in the house like makes it a home. That's not the case. I have so much love for Keke, and I don't want to talk bad about her baby daddy, but it is what it is. You know, we gotta break generational curses. Yes, we want our child to grow up in a 2-parent household, but what if that 2-parent household is worse than a singular household? Don't think that a man is going to change. A man can still be a father to his child and not need to be with you. Sometimes we make mistakes and we just have to like swallow the L. We just have to take it. We can't force relationships. We can't force people to change. Children do not change people. They can inspire people to change, but that's as far as it goes. Let's not work on potential. Let's just see things for what it is. And Keke started to open her eyes. And I remember there was a time where, you know, some people were speaking out and she told us to, you know, respectfully mind our own business. But girl, you deserve better. And sometimes we can't just let this shit unfold. Darius was literally ready and willing to live off Keke. Like, I mean, she was the one paying all the bills. Like, he was living under her roof and still had the audacity and the malice to mistreat her in the manner that he did. You see how some men are just so effing whack? Sometimes we don't make the best decisions, you know? But what we do have the power to do is turn around and make things right. And I feel like for Keke, leaving Darius was a great start. And I also want to stress that if you find yourself in this situation, not only do you have to leave immediately, but you also have to leave quietly. Some men are so unhinged. It's like if they can't have you, no one can. Sometimes second chances are too many chances. I mean, and it was just so hurtful for me to see this because it's like, out of all celebrities, I feel like Keke is the one that I could relate to, like growing up, because she's a woman that, you know, struggled with acne ever since she was a teenager up until adulthood. You know, I don't really have many friends struggling with acne in their adult age, you know? So watching her talk about it, watching her embrace it, watching her accept herself, you know, go out makeup free, like, I really appreciated that. And when she came out with her pregnancy, I was so excited. I was fangirling over her and I was fangirling over their relationship. And it just tells me that, like, no matter how much you look up to someone, like, you can't stand people's relationships because when it comes to social media, people only show you what they want you to see. They only show you the highlights of their life, including their romantic relationships. You know, nobody aside from freaking Blueface and Croissant are gonna show you that they're like arguing, you know, or fighting or hitting each other or screaming. For the most part, not many people show that. You can be inspired by what they do and, you know, it can help guide you to do like things similar to them, but you should never like obsess or glamorize the relationships that they have with other people. Because at the end of the day, celebrity or not, they're still regular people. Whatever we go through, they have the capability of going through it as well, the good and the bad. And it just so happens that Keke Palmer ended up in a toxic relationship. And you know, it's one thing to desire a similar lifestyle as a celebrity, but there's some people out there who are actually jealous of these celebrities and influencers. And it's like, bro, you're literally salty for no reason, wondering why you can't bag a man like Darius Jackson, not knowing that you actually wouldn't want Darius Jackson if you knew Darius Jackson. And I just want to say I'm glad that this situation didn't even escalate further, because I think it was this previous summer, there was this girl, I believe her name was Augusta, and she was dating this guy who ironically went by the name Killer Boy. But yeah, she was an influencer and he was into like crypto and investments, and he played football on the side. So with that came a lavish lifestyle. He was always able to get her flued out, you know, to the top destinations in the world, the yachts, the villas, first class, flowers, nice cars. I mean, they were just living their life and showing out for the gram, as most people do, but their relationship was toxic. So toxic to the point that when they got in a heated argument, which would be their last argument, this guy literally beat her to death, stabbed her multiple times, and mutilated her body. And honestly, it's not easy on the parents because not only do they have to digest the fact that, their child is no more, but in the manner in which they lost their child, it's inhumane. So ladies, when a man is showing you that he doesn't care about you and is mistreating you by how he talks to you or putting his hands on you, leave. It's easier said than done, but leave. Because you leaving is a far better outcome than you potentially losing your life. And I feel like we're so infatuated with what dating has to offer, the lifestyle that it brings, the one that we see on social media, that we don't even take our time to select appropriate partners that we're equally yoked with, partners that have great values, partners that believe in us, partners that are big on loyalty, partners that, contribute to the relationship, partners that are healthy, okay, and mentally stable. Now, we all have a past, we've all been through some things, but if that's the case, has your partner healed? Sometimes we just pick up anybody and everybody and call it a day just because they're attractive. Meanwhile, you're dating that person and the baggage that they come with that hasn't been dealt with. As women, specifically Black women, we need to stop dating down, because if you even look at Keke Palmer, for example, you know how people will be like, oh, what do you bring to the table? Keke Palmer is a woman that is the table, okay? Not only is she an amazing actress, she has a beautiful voice, and she just has a dope personality made for television. She was also a co-host on a show. I don't know if it was Good Morning America. And she has her own podcast. She's inspired many women and she's been doing her thing. But all I know is that Keke was out of his league. Even how they got together, he is the one that caught her eye. Usually, it's the man that makes the first move. I feel like he was just Keke, finds me attractive. Oh, okay, let me see what I can get out of this. I don't know. I just feel like he was here for the ride, and, she started seeing that it wasn't working out, and she tried to leave because this wasn't her first time. He would threaten to off himself and stuff. What a effing narcissist, okay? Sometimes, ladies, if a man is threatening to harm himself if you're gonna leave, that's his choice. I don't mean to be blunt, remove yourself from the situation and report his behavior to someone. Whether it's a prevention line, a relative, first evacuate yourself, because if he's willing to do that to himself, he can also do it to you, right? So yeah, once that's done, get him help. And if he decides to lay himself down, that's a choice he made. That's a choice he made alone. And you have nothing to do. You can't control a grown man. You know what I mean? That they say a man will say that, to keep you around. Next 30 minutes, you see him playing 2K or whatever fucking video game with his friends, laughing and shit. You're sick. They will literally come out with anything, threaten to cut themselves, run and roll themselves on the ground in the rain, start crying, blast you on Facebook. Okay, I'm getting all this for the police. Oh, you the victim. You see this room? It's over. Unreal. Unreal.
Deal with this. That's why. Come on. Don't fucking do this.
So I do not, no, never believe these guys. Never, ever, ever believe these guys. Because he's telling you this. Meanwhile, if you go through his phone, he's texting 7 women. Girl, yeah, we need to stop. We need to stop dating down. It was never it, and it's never gonna be it. No. Find a man that you're equally yoked with and that adds value to your life. It has to be a fair, I don't mean to make this transactional, but it has to be a fair trade. You can't be the one in the relation giving while someone is always taking. But now I feel like I've said all I want to say regarding that situation. Now I want to dive into Keke's talents and basically just talk about what, I grew up on. One of the first albums I really got into as a young kid was her So Uncool album. I believe it came out when I was in like adolescence. So like, you know, when you're like a preteen, like you're at that awkward age, like 11, 12, 13 and whatnot. Yeah, I would listen to that album heavy because I just related to it. Even from the title, like So Uncool, like, you know, when you're like the odd one out and you're just going through things and like no one understands you, like that album was for us. And one of my favorite songs from that album is Skin Deep. And it just talks about how you're beautiful, like, you know, inside and out, and you shouldn't want to be anybody else. And, you know, you should always believe in yourself. And that song really resonated with me because, you know, going through puberty, like you don't know who you are. You're trying to find yourself, you know, you don't feel like pretty and, you know, you're breaking out. And come to find out, like Keke Palmer and I, you know, we had adult acne, and there are times where I was like feeling so low, and I could go back to that song and remember my childhood because it always, you know, made me feel good about myself. It would like boost my spirits up. So I feel like that album was slept on mainly because she was young and whatnot, but I feel like till this day you can still resonate with the songs. Even her song like Music Box, yo, that one pulled on my heartstrings. I remember listening to that and just bawling and crying. Like if you're a kid that grew up in the hood, you know, hearing sirens and, you know, gunshots and all that stuff, like her music was real. Her music was real. It's not only adults that go through these things. Kids experience traumatic things as well. And her song Hood Anthem, yes, some hood, Hood. Don't speak on it if you don't know what it means. I was raised in the hood, overcame in the hood, not ashamed of the hood, cause the hood is in me. What? Oh, honey, Keke snapped. And everybody knows First Crush, you know, that boy that caught your eye in grade school, made your heart skip a beat, like, you know, or How Will I Know, and Keep It Moving. That one was so fun, so lively, so summery. Like, as soon as I'm done this podcast, I'm literally gonna go listen to the album. And don't get me started with the Runaway Love music video. Yo, Keke was in her bag. She had me crying. I remember going to school and everybody was in their feelings. She had me wanting to run away from home for getting beat for not doing the dishes. I'm like, should I call CPS? Majority of us, yo, how we got to know Keke was through acting, okay? When it came to Akilah and the Bee, honey, some of us didn't even know how to read until we watched that movie, okay? Like, we were at like a JK level in grade 5. How does that make sense? Akilah and the Bee got our grades up, made sure we were at par. Yo, I was spelling just to spell. Randomly waking up in the middle of the night like, minuscule, M-I-N-U-S, like, and it was because that movie, like, it literally inspired young kids, like, you know, to excel and want to be good at spelling, math, science. It let us know, like, seeing Akilah, like, in that movie, let us know that Black kids could be smart too, and we could excel when it comes to academics, not just basketball. And aside from teaching us how to spell, she also contributed to a lot of catchphrases that we say. You know, I know a lot of them, the Black community, we come up with it collectively as a whole, and then, you know, the rest of the world catches on. But things like, and the gag is, you know, she repopularized that phrase because I think it's like a really old one that was like outdated, went out of style, and Keke picked up on it and she started saying it. Now everybody says, and the gag is. And you know, oh, thank you to that man. I don't know who that man is. That is all attributed to Keke. Like, she is literally a walking meme. You know, she brings so much light and laughter to the world. So she's contributed a lot, not just like in her acting career, her music career, just her personality. She's just that girl, guys. She's just that girl. And, you know, we're proud of her. Like, she's done well for herself, and it's just disheartening to see her in this situation. And like I said earlier, like, you know, we can't do anything but wish her the best. And I just made this podcast to like advocate for women and let you know that you're not alone, and like if you're going through something like this, like you can get out. And even though, you know, the situation is not ideal for Keke to be in and it's at the expense of her and her son, women who are watching can learn from this. You know, we can actually learn from this and make sure that we don't make the same mistakes. Any woman that finds herself in a similar situation, you know, there's help out there, whether it's a hotline, a women's shelter, or perhaps, you know, friends and family you can confide in. There's always help, and you shouldn't be embarrassed or feel some type of way to seek help, because those who truly care for you will be there for you. And, you know, there are people who are specialized to take care of situations like this, that are trained. And on that note, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up, but before I go, let me know what you think about this situation. Do you feel like Darius is completely at fault, or do you feel like the truth lies somewhere in the middle? And what do you think the best course of action should be regarding their son Leotis? Because he's only 8 months, you know, but the still images that were released of Darius putting his hands on Keke, that's completely unacceptable. And I feel like, in my personal opinion, like if he's gonna have access to Leotis, it shouldn't be unsupervised, because at this point, we don't really know what he can do.
Y'all, so not only was this man roughing up Keke, he was roughing up their son. Now, I don't know who the heck's finding this paperwork, but let me just read what this shows. Started to express jealousy about the time I was spending with our son. Darius said very disturbing things to me that caused me to fear for our son's safety with him, including how he understood why male animals in the wild want to eat their children. And a man's love for his child is based on if he loves the woman. Given Darius' uncontrolled violent outbursts in the past, whenever he became jealous, I became seriously concerned he would hurt our son, even if it was just to hurt me. Darius has also gotten into the appalling habit of, when he is angry at me, saying disgusting things to our son. On September 26, 2023, I was concerned for Leo's safety after Darius became very frustrated with him when Leo was crying while Darius changed his diaper. Darius started getting rough with Leo physically, and I stepped in to make sure Darius would not hurt him. Darius was angry, and it almost became a tug-of-war with Leo. Darius finally let go, and Leo was not harmed, but I was holding Leo, trying to comfort him and finish changing his diaper. Darius hit me in the head before storming out of the room. I am fearful of what retaliatory actions Darius may take against me, including harming or taking our son away, if I give him notice of my request for protection. I'm asking the court order a domestic violence restraining order, including custody orders, protecting me and our son Leo from further harm. So even filing this, she is afraid of what he might do once he learned that she did this. It seems like she reached her final straw, whatever that happened to be, probably the November 5th incident, and I'm glad she went out and got help. We need to pray for Keke and her baby.
Have some of y'all ever found yourself in a similar situation? Now, you don't have to go into great detail, but perhaps if you're open and willing, what were the red flags and how did you get out of it? And what do you look forward to? Like, what should green flags be when dating? I feel like that's also something that we should look out for. Not only red flags, but what are good qualities in a man? You know, for me, I feel like it's him keeping his word and maintaining his composure and being emotionally intelligent. Oh, and we can't forget consistency. And this isn't just like, oh, like, you know, him texting me like every few hours. Like, consistency in his personality. Like, is he the same in the morning, afternoon, and evening? Is he reliable? Is he loving, caring, generous? Like, does he switch on you all the time? Like, a man needs to be consistent. And I'm not saying, you know, men can't have emotions and they have to be perfect 24/7. No one is like that. No human being is. But at least he should be consistent for the most part. Because if he's switching up on you, you know, after days, weeks, months, no, he needs to go, sweetie. He definitely needs to go. Because, you know, our aunties, our moms, when they say it only gets worse, believe them. So he should set a good standard and be able to maintain it. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Oh, yes, life happens, but his character, he should be able to maintain that. And if, what? Like, I don't know. Like, pronunciation is just not my thing. But if, for whatever reason, his not... Sorry. But if for whatever, let me be serious. Like, girl, please. Like, not today. Like, just for once. Like, I just need to be serious for once. Okay? Okay. But if for whatever reason he's not able to maintain himself, it should be because he became a better man. That's the only thing we should be accepting. And also, what's your favorite Keke Palmer song? Keke Palmer movie and Keke Palmer meme? I am looking forward to your answers, but other than that, I want y'all to have a great day and an amazing night. But before I go, someone's auntie has a PSA for Darius Jackson.
How dare you touch our spelling champion? How dare you touch our spelling champion? Do you know who she is? Do you know the reigning champion of the world? Akila. From Akila and the Bee. Have you seen that movie? Yeah, that's our star. Yeah. Don't ever try that again, you stupid wannabe. You can't even spell Kenetoki. Nonsense boy. It is Miss Lauren, Keke Palmer to you. Lauren, Keke Palmer to you. Don't dare touch our champion again. How dare you? Use your medulla oblongata. Next time, we'll teach you a lesson. We will not let you go scot-free. We will not let you go scot-free. Do you know her net worth? She can buy you and your whole generations to come. How dare you? Why is it always powerful women are dating this nonsense guys? Why? What's so nice about you? Nonsense. The most talented, most gorgeous. She can sing, she can dance, she can sing, she can dance, she can act, she can cook, she can have a baby, she can bounce back from having a baby. How dare you?
I got millions of buckets to choose from, sweetheart. So you ain't stopping what's going on with me. So if you gonna act up, I'm about to link up. Which is who they've been telling me I look like my entire life. Halle Berry. I'm kidding. I look better. What is the Keke Palmer meme? Thanks to all my internet peeps, they've made a couple of them. This guy used to f with, tried to play me like I was nothing. But the gag has him gagging, and now he won't stop calling. I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street, I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man. I know it ain't the stallion. You know it's your girl. This one has a little sweetness to it. Thank you for making me a meme. I'm very touched by it.
I keep forgetting things, but if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.